It all started on a drizzly Tuesday morning, the kind where the clouds looked like they hadn't slept in days. I just moved to a new town and decided to check out the local coffee shop, an artsy little place called Bean There, Brewed That. The sign outside had a quirky drawing of a steaming coffee cup with eyes, and the smell of fresh espresso practically dragged me in. Inside it was every bit as charming as you'd expect. Exposed brick walls, mismatched chairs, and a barista with a mustache so twirly it looked like it had been styled with a protractor. The place was packed, but I managed to snag a tiny table in the corner, wedged between a potted plant and a shelf of books no one would ever read. I had a plan: order the fanciest sounding latte, sit down, and look mysterious while pretending to read. It's what people do in places like this, right? The menu was intimidating. Words like macchiato, flat white, and cortado were thrown around like everyone should just know what they mean. I panicked and ordered a quad-shot caramel latte with oat milk, hoping it made me sound sophisticated. That's when things started to go downhill. The barista handed me my drink in a giant ceramic mug. I felt a pang of pride, like I just won a trophy for adulting. Balancing the mug like it was made of spun sugar, I headed back to my table. But halfway there I noticed a guy waving frantically at me. "Guy, hey, you dropped your napkin!" I turned to thank him, and that's when my foot caught on something. Probably the leg of a chair. But it felt like an invisible force had decided I wasn't allowed to walk anymore. The mug tilted, time slowed down, and I watched in horror as my entire caramel latte catapulted out of the cup. It wasn't just a spill, it was a symphony of disaster. The latte hit the floor, splattered up the side of the bookshelf, and to my eternal shame, splashed onto a woman's bright white sneakers. She gasped so loudly that the entire coffee shop fell silent. "Woman, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," I stammered, grabbing a handful of napkins and crouching down to clean up the mess. "It's fine," she said, but her face told a different story. Then, as if the universe wasn't done with me, I realized I'd accidentally bumped the potted plant during my fall. The plant tipped over, its soil cascading down like a tiny landslide, directly onto her other shoe. The room stayed silent for what felt like an eternity, and then, mercifully, someone snorted. It started as a tiny giggle and grew into full-blown laughter. Even the woman whose shoes I'd ruined started chuckling. By the end of it I was laughing too, because really what else can you do when life turns into a comedy sketch starring you as the klutz? And that's how I made my first friend in the new town. The woman with the ruined sneakers ended up buying me another coffee. This time it came with a lid.